Greetings, everyone. How are y'all doing today? Happy Thursday. What a sweet day it is. The air is so lovely out here. Like I feel, I don't know. I feel like a little peace arriving, which I'm grateful for. Okay, let's see if I can get this camera to feel sort of right. It's what it is. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Happy Thursday. I am the Moon Mama. I'm grateful to be here. We are in Leo season, and today is a day that Jupiter rules. Jupiter is currently in Cancer. Jupiter's moving pretty quickly through Cancer already. I think it's probably like at the 13th or 14th degree. But before I get started, I want to inform you all that I have completed the Virgo season workbook. Oh my gosh, I'm about to be surrounded by a grip of children. I gotta go find another space. I love this. This is so Leo season. I was sitting here at the park and this is summer camp. You know, like, do you guys, when my son was little, you could just come to the local park and drop your kids off for the day and have camp. And it costs like $50 or something like that. But then all those other camps that are really fancy cost like $1,000. And of course they're different. They offer something different, but I love that the city of Los Angeles has camps for kids that are affordable for families that have to go to work and they need care for their children. So, but I gotta move because I don't want to be in their experience. Okay, so I want to let you guys know that you can go to my website and order the Virgo season workbook. This work coming through Virgo season is very significant. I'm going to explain it as soon as I get myself seated and comfortable. I'm going to explain this astrological shift that we are in and give you guys the tools that you need in order to move through it with as much grace as possible. Because it's happening, y'all. All right, let me... Okay, I'm coming. All right, that's better. Okay, so eclipse season is upon us. We are about to have an Aquarius full moon, and after the Aquarius full moon, the next moon is the Virgo new moon, which we won't have an eclipse there, but it is the opening of the eclipse season because the nodes are in Virgo and Pisces. The South Node is in Virgo, the North Node is in Pisces. The South Node is your karma. It's the things that you already have mastery of, but those patterns need to be released, right? It's the things that really kind of come easier to you. And with the South Node in Virgo, many of us have been having to deal with issues of our body and health and how we take care of ourselves, how we practice caring for ourselves. Would that be the food that you eat, the environment that you're in, the mind, the way you think about yourself, the way you speak about yourself, all of that is Virgo. And it's also your ability to organize yourself in alignment with the greater experience, with the consciousness, with the divine, so that you can create as you're meant to create. We're always doing this on some level. The creative process is constant. It never stops. When you eat food, you take something in, it moves through your body, it takes out nutrients, it gives out the waste. That is the creative process. You are always having the creative process. You take in a thought, you have a thought that creates a feeling. That feeling then directs your behavior. That is the creative process. It's in you. It's in you. Now, the thing that's significant about this eclipse season that's coming up with Virgo is for those of us who are in the West, America and such, under that energy of that system, we have been living in an inversion, so to say. I mean, I would say the whole world is living in an inversion right now. And the inversion shows up as false truths, like God, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Like that's a half truth. But that's a very significant aspect of our mindset and how we understand ourselves. If we believe that God is a man, if we believe that God is outside of us, then that does something to the way that we begin to interact with this energy called God. Especially if we're in a culture where men have the dominant power, where the patriarchy is the reigning system that sort of tramples all other systems. When you align yourself with the beliefs and the practices, then they are in your system as well. They're in your body. And your work, there's an opportunity coming for us to begin to detox our own body from the ways that we have been assimilated in the system. And that is what the Virgo work in the eclipse season is about. It's important for us to know that this inversion that we're experiencing, or this world that we're seeing right now, it's important for us to know that nothing is wrong. That's the hard part for many of us, because it's war and racism and economy, all this sort of stuff. But this is a part of the natural cycle of death and rebirth. We are in a natural cycle of death and rebirth. And the more we can understand that that is what is happening, and we spend less time resisting it, judging it, and understanding that it has served, then you can begin to extract the lessons from it. What was I here to learn? What is this experience teaching me? And for many of us, this experience is teaching us deeply personal things about ourselves, our families, the choices we've made, the ways that we have allowed ourselves to succumb to this inversion system. And the more we can take responsibility for it, then we can actually do the work to free ourselves. Now, what I have discovered is that you can't free yourself by fighting against it. So protesting doesn't fight against it. Protesting actually enhances it. It empowers it. You can't do it that way. You have to free yourself from it by aligning yourself to natural cycles, because the inversion means that those cycles are unnatural for where we're going. But those cycles have been natural for what we call the Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga is a part of a time frame on the planet Earth, in our solar system, where the Earth has been in its dark age. It's been in its shadow experience. And so because it's been in the shadow experience, we have been experiencing racism, all of these things everything in our life has been a part of this sort of shadow experience. And it is a natural part of the cycle of life. That is the part that is the key here. To understand that, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's horrible. Yes, we don't like it. Yes, but the more you can understand that it is serving a purpose, you can get the lessons from it. Now, here's what as an astrologer and a cosmologist, what I know that the lessons are. As human beings, we have been in the dark ages. It is during the darkness that we have like two choices. You're either going to succumb to it or you're going to fight for your life. And which have you done? Did you succumb to it or did you fight for your life? And we succumb to it in ways that we don't even know. Like it's a fish to water thing, so you can't judge yourself. So if you have believed that there is a God outside of you that you need to adhere to, that's succumbing to it, because God is not outside of you. That is the inversion. God is not a man. That is the inversion. God is not, angry and judgmental. That is the inversion. And if you have succumbed to that, I know the ways that I did when I was a Christian. I used to believe that people were going to go to hell, that they were sinning if they didn't believe in Jesus. That was me being influenced by the inversion idea, concept, system that I was buying into. It's all upside down. Now, the thing is that you got to be ready to do the work. Like, most people are still in there, like, they're confused, they're stuck, they don't know, and if that's going on, what I encourage you to do is find people who you can trust, or find resources you can trust. Read books to help you come through the acceptance of, like, I know for me, like, accepting, like, oh, I was doing something that wasn't true. I believed in something that was false. I was tricked. You know what I mean? Like, I really believed that, and I really wanted it to work. And so it's hard to acknowledge that. Sometimes it's hard for us to accept that we have been a part of a deceptive experience. It's just how it is. But if you can understand that we are in the Kali Yuga and all of us have been a part of this experience, it's actually a part of the cosmic revolution or evolution. It's for you to wake up and see it in a new way is God activating in you. For you to acknowledge that, oh, I thought this was right, but it wasn't, is the force of God inside of you. And that is what we want. We want to actually understand that as dark as this experience is and has been, God is here because we are a part of a evolutionary experience, and nature, God, goes through a destructive cycle. And that is what we are in. It goes through a destructive cycle where everything is inverted. This is normal. That's the hard part, to know that you are here and going through something that seems horrible and it's normal. Okay, so if you can bring yourself to making peace with that, which is not the easiest thing to do, but if you can, then when you get it, then you actually can begin to get your power. Because what's being made available is for those of us who can be compassionate and love ourselves through the things that we might believe were bad or horrible. When you can love yourself, that is the act of alchemizing this shadow into light. And the trick is that you are the one who will begin to express the power of God. You will become what we were told Christ is. And you accepting this as what it is the death. The death that Christ, that they narrated that Christ was. The death is accepting that this experience is here to force you to die to your old self. If you can do that, which is the gift, then you rise in the light. Come on now, can I? So y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. This is the truth. This is it. But you must accept yourself, your shortcomings, you must accept it and know that It was necessary. And you needed to have this experience so that you could rise, into the consciousness of Christ. Now, I just conduced the whole evolutionary process that we're going through now into like a few sentences. And the reason that it is important now, because everything is cosmology. Everything is. We are part of a greater thing. Like, you are a strand of hair in the consciousness of God. You are a strand of hair. You just happen to be conscious or alive. You know what I mean? Or you are the eyes or the nose. Remember when I was a Christian, they would say the body of Christ. It really is the body of Christ. You have to embody Christ. You have to become the body of Christ. And right now, we are in a very significant cosmic turn. We are in eclipse season. And if you're somebody who studies ancient wisdom, whenever there were eclipses, it was always a big thing, like, oh, something is going to happen, because the sun and the moon come together, and the sun is your external self and the moon is your internal self. And when these two cross one another, there is a new reality that begins to emerge. And so this is what's happening in this coming eclipse season that starts when the sun goes into Virgo, which is in about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. So what I'm saying is there is an upcoming shift that is happening that is going to begin to shift the inversion that we have all been living in, the inversion of white supremacy, men are God, capitalism rules, corporations over people. That's an inversion. That's a part of the lie. It's everywhere. The Catholic Church, the American government, the British, all of that is the inversion. It has you giving your power to systems outside of you. The medical industry. Doctors are not here to heal you. They're here to steal your energy. You heal yourself. When you understand and you heal yourself. When you know that the Creator has given us all of the medicine and the herbs for all of this. We have everything we need for this time. Everything we need. It doesn't matter that they have guns. It doesn't matter that they have laws. It doesn't matter. All that shit is dying. It's all collapsing. But if you don't have a clear understanding of where you are in it, you will collapse with it. You will collapse with it. And many of us are watching our lives collapse in various ways because you're in alignment with the collapsing and not with the birthing. If you want to get in alignment with the birthing, this is why I follow the moon and the astrology, because nature is always right. Nature knows that more light is coming in. So when I follow nature, then there's a natural thing, like things go away and things come back and things go away and they move around without me having to do anything but follow nature. If something's going on, rather than being like, oh, what's wrong? And who can help me fix it? And, oh, this is bad. I go, what is going on inside of me? What am I being told right now? How am I being directed? What information is attempting to come through me? So I encourage you to go to my website, healwithmoonmama.com. It's the Virgo season workbook, and it's called Where Discipline Makes Dreams Come True, or Practice Makes Dreams Come True. Healwithmoonmama.com, and you will find the workbook there. It is $33, and it is going to cover all of the rituals and practices for the month of Virgo with the eclipses energy, which will support you. Why do we need to do rituals? Because rituals speak to the subconscious mind. Rituals help us break old habits and build new habits. And we do that by following the natural cycles, the moon, the seasons, the the sun, when we follow these cycles, because nature is going, nature is alive, nature is conscious, nature is more conscious than you. And so when you follow these cycles through nature, you will be, because you are a part of nature and not separate from it. The greatest lie that the inversion taught us was separation, that we are separate from one another, that we are separate from earth, that we are separate from, that is the lie. And so when we begin to function through oneness, which is I'm one with the earth, I'm one with the trees, I'm one with the moon, I'm one with white people, I'm one with black, I'm one with everyone. When you function that way, your frequency raises and you move into the cycle that is being born. You move into the cycle that is being born. So that is the work, y'all. That's what I teach. That's why you guys hear me here every day. That's why I'm talking about astrology. That's why I share my interpersonal experiences, so that you guys can see firsthand how I have taken deep trauma, deep neglect, and aligned myself to natural cycles and healed that stuff. There was a time when I could feel that my body was about to start doing some breaking down and turn into cancer. But I literally was like, if I can lean into this and get clear about what's really going on inside of me, I will heal this thing. And what I realized was that I was overgiving. I was overextending myself, like most women, most black women especially. We overextend ourselves to make ourselves feel safe, to distract ourselves from what we're really up to. And most of that is conditioning. Our ancestral mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers have had to do everything for everyone else but themselves. And that code, that epigenetic pattern is in you. We are carrying, that is why we have to do this work, because we're carrying our ancestral codes that need to be activated in the upright way, to let go of the inversion. And when you come into your upright energy, you become a magnet for more of who you are, more love, more joy. Because when you are not inverted, upside down anymore, and you're upright, your life will work. It will flow, because you are in the real world. Now, you can be in, like the Bible said, be in the world, but not of it. So you might be right here, but you will be in a completely different frequency that allows energy to flow. The body and the mind, right? So it's really about what you're telling yourself. Like, I hear women who are going through menopause. Oh, I feel bad. Oh, I feel this. Then you are literally working against your own battery system that is recharging for you to actually become powerful. Powerful meaning you will be able to move reality with your mind. It's like Avatar, the movie Avatar, when you would see that they would talk to the tree. That is what we are becoming. We are and it's mind-blowing, and we don't believe it because we have been in the inversion, but it's real. I'm telling you, it's fucking real. I'm beginning to experience it myself. And I have been disciplined and diligent and internal and doing my work in the privacy of my own soul to understand what's really happening. Like, what is going on here? Facing my fears, challenging my old systems, breaking down ancestral codes and trauma so that I could get really clear and be able to sit here and say, hey, you guys, I think I cracked the code. I think I cracked the code. And you either want it or you don't. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. Other people have cracked the code too. I am not the only one, because this is the time for the code to crack. The code wants to crack. I didn't crack the code because I'm special. I cracked the code because the code wants to crack, and I wanted to crack the code because my life wasn't working. And I could feel that it should be working. Like, why is my life not working? This does not make any sense. And I could feel that it should be working. So what's going on here? And discovered that one of the greatest things for me was discovering that Christianity is a half truth. Christianity leaves out karma, though it does say, so as a man thinketh he is. That's the law of karma. But it doesn't, it discriminates against the feminine, which is this whole creation. Everything here comes through the feminine energy. So where Christianity relegates Mary to just, some virgin woman who she's the creator of it all. That the story is really about her, about what came from her womb. But they hijack the story and make it about a man, which diverts our attention. And your attention is the most powerful thing you have. Your attention is what creates your reality. Where you put your focus, your thoughts, your feelings is what you grow. So if you put your thoughts and feelings and focus and fear and being ashamed and not feeling good enough because of the narratives of this world, then that's what you're growing. But when you put your attention on what is true about the creator within you, then that grows. Everything I've been thinking has been coming into fruition lately. So now I'm extra aware of what I'm thinking about. That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. Because more light is coming in. And that's why you're watching people lose their minds, because we've been in the inversion, and the inversion kept things internal. But now that we're turning upside right, what is going on in your mind, because as above is your mind, the above is your mind, so below, the earth is below. So as above, in my mind, whatever I'm thinking is coming into this earth realm. That's why we've got to get our fucking realities in control, because if you don't have dominion over yourself, if you don't have command of your system, you're going to wreak havoc, which is what we're seeing. And so that's please share this video. Please share this video. That is what we're up to, you all. Hi, Monique. Seeing your videos have allowed me to really be aware and get my reality in control. I love that. I love that for you, because that's what we're all up to. That's what we're all up to, and this is the time to do it. Oh, this pretty dog is here. A little pretty puppy dog. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can show y'all. Okay, you're not gonna be able to see it because she's over there. But all right, you all. So Jupiter is the ruler of the day. Jupiter is about blessings and expansion and faith. And here's the thing. We need a whole lot of fucking faith right now. Okay, we really do. Because what we're doing is literally giving birth to a new world. And this is messy. This is not easy. Or it is easy sometime. But it is something that is requiring us to put on a new hat. To take on, like, you have to shed your old identity. That's what's going on. You have to shed your old identity. And that takes faith. And so today Jupiter is in Cancer, and Jupiter in Cancer is really a beautiful energy. It's an energy of expanding, like getting to the root of your family codes. And it might be messy right now, is all I'm saying. It might be kind of messy right now because many of our families are totally turned upside down and inside out, and we have addictions and all sorts of stuff. So Jupiter can look like that, where there's a lot of emotions that haven't been processed, and just a lot of feelings and blaming. So it could look like that still because of where we are on the planet. But here's the thing. If one person in the family can begin to say, I'm here to see this in a new way, I believe that there's another perspective. If one person, and you don't have to talk to nobody, you don't have to convince nobody that there's another way, just do it yourself. Because there's oneness, we're all one. So if one person gets it, because we're one, others will begin to get it. If we're one and you begin to stop having shame, if we're one and you begin to stop blaming others, if you begin to stop, finger pointing and thinking that somebody did, if you stop that, because you are healing, and the law of oneness will spread that through your family system. That will spread through your family system. It'll take the time it takes, but I guarantee you everybody will catch it. It's like a virus. If one person starts to stand up in the light, in the truth of who they really are, everyone will catch it, because everybody has the same blood. Everybody has the same DNA. We're all fucking connected, you know? So your family will benefit from it first. So that's what I got today. We're about to go into this Aquarius full moon. And, you know, the Aquarius full moon is the energy of breaking free. Oh, this dog is so cute. The Aquarius full moon is the energy of breaking free from the maternal structures that you were inherited. We get to break free from them. It's like a tree that loses a branch, you know? One of the things I love about sitting underneath these trees, let me see if I can. So there's beautiful tree, but look at, there's the trunk, right? And then these branches come. Let me see if I can, these branches come and they branch, and so it's all from the same tree, but they branch out. And so you are a branch, you are one branch, and you get to transform. And if you transform, the whole tree is transformed. It really is. And it's just important for you to understand that. The thing that's really important about this time right now, because we live in a mental reality, is to transform your mind. You've got to change your mind. You've got to encourage yourself to think in a new way, to see things through a new lens. Because if you can do that, because it's a mental reality, that a new mind invites new experiences into your dimension, a new way of seeing it. Yesterday, you guys are gonna, you know, let me tell you, I have been in the past, a glutton for punishment. That's what I like to say. I only got a few minutes, I gotta go. Last night I was watching 12 Years a Slave over again. I've watched it 20 times. It came out in 2013. I love this fucking movie. I love it. It's brilliant. And because I understand the inversion, you know, we see these stories and it looks like the black people are being whipped and the black people are being oppressed and the black people, but oppression is what is necessary to become a diamond. When athletes practice over and over and over again, they are oppressing their energy to get it to function a certain way. Oppression is truly a superpower because it gives you the command over yourself. And that's why when black people left slavery, the white people didn't know how to do anything because they hadn't trained themselves. So then all of their crops got lost and all of their economy collapsed because somebody else was doing their work. But guess who had the power? The people that were doing the work. The people that were doing the work actually then went off and built their own communities. You see, we see this shit in a way that isn't valuable to us. You've got to see it in a new way to enter the new world. That's why the Bible says you have to be as a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. You have to be innocent. You have to know that everything serves and everything has a benefit. And when you do that, you can enter the kingdom of heaven, which is coming now. We are entering the time of the kingdom of heaven. But if you are in an old story, if you're in some bullshit about some bullshit, you are going to be in hell. And hell is about to show up on this motherfucker real soon. And we've already been. That's the inversion. Hell is the inversion. But it's an internal thing. You've got to turn yourself upside right. You've got to turn your mind inside out. You've got to open your heart. And in doing so, you will access the new codes. All right, you all. So go to my website, healwithmoonmama.com. Pick up the workbook for the Virgo season. You can also go to my link tree here and on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on Instagram. If you're here, you can go to Linktree, my profile, and purchase it there. If you're on YouTube, just go to my website, healwithmoonmama.com. Purchase your workbook for Virgo season. It includes all of the rituals and practices for this eclipse turn. We're going to have a big inversion happening. And so this is a big time, y'all. Y'all want to do this work. Y'all want to get this work. It might not be easy work because it's Virgo. It's particular, it's detailed, it's focused,
But even if you just get the book and read through it and do a little bit of it, you're going to begin to activate the codes. All right. Peace and blessings. I love y'all. Bye.